Dire team back.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our final game of this best of 3 series between Vici Gaming versus CDEC of the Summit 6 qualifier for the Chinese region. My name is Hades and my co-caster Danelie. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Alright, so Vici Gaming once again opening up with the Drow ban. CDEC will take out Bat Rider and Shadow Demon, so no harm. We won't see that, disruption into a Toyn maybe, but Rikimar will be banned out. CDEC open up with the Slaughter. Both these teams really like their Slaughter.
Well, you gotta believe it that Slaughter is a amazing offlane. Amplify damage, get vision, minus armor. The hero is extremely elusive if you can't lock him down because of sprint. Great initiator as well if you can get that blink crush off too. So honestly, like Slaughter is the creme de la creme when it comes to some of the offlaners that are available in the game. And I think it's also CDEC, they want to really amp it up when it comes to doing physical damage. Like that's the biggest thing. Early on, Slaughter is amazing at improving your team's physical damage output. The OG that you were talking about for both Game 1 as well as Game 2, finally going to make an appearance, but it's the first game of VG Gaming.
Yikes, looks like we're having a bit of robot issues again, Danny. But
oh,
yeah.
God. Okay, I'll go reconnect and you can continue on.
Yeah, right. So OD, really good pick. It's about time. And you can see this hero is one of your priority picks in the Chinese region as well. I mean, not just the Chinese region, any region. Because for what he can do, the amount of damage he can bring, if he gets a good start. And I'm very, very surprised that back in Game 2, there were so many chances for OD to get picked up by either of these teams, but they both did not. So now OD and Bounty Hunter, CDEC get their dream start, which is the Slaughter Lifestealer pick. And this is a very common thing. Amplify damage with the Lifestealer, he will chew right through you very, very easily. So yeah, Bounty Hunter. Well, depending on who is going to be in the middle lane, they could try to go for a couple of ganks, buy the OD a bit of space. Pretty good thing as well is that the Astro Imprisonment. So Kunkka is still available for Vici if they want to pick it up. Third ban coming out soon. Whew. I think
there are a lot of options.
Alright,
I'm here. It's okay, I'm here. I would say, like, because you've already seen these first two picks coming out from CDC as well as Vici Gaming, you can already tell what each team wants to go for. So CDEC, they want to apply early game pressure with the Starter and the Lifestealer, with the Lifestealer bombs, which mean that Starter is going to be super efficient. I'm rather curious to see if CDEC maybe brings back the Earth Spirit to act as another form of initiation for the Lifestealer. So not just the Starter, but Earth Spirit can come in too. Maybe they pick up something crazy such as a Storm Spirit, which we see every now and again. There are a lot of modes of transport here for CDEC. It just depends on what kind of mid laner that they're looking for that not only can help the Lifestealer with a form of transport, but also is able to play up decently versus an OD, which you think of the hero pool of heroes that can play versus an OD, there aren't that many, unless you want to go for something crazy and pick up a sniper, but I don't know if you want to pick up a sniper for Game 3.
Oh, but Sniper is a really good laner against OD. I mean, because of his really, really far attack range, Sniper is the counter to OD right now, at least for the laning. And when you have Lifestealer and Slaughter, these two heroes who can frontline for you, it's understandable why VG Gaming would ban that out. So right now for the third ban, I like the Tinker ban because it means that OD is able to get a better start. You don't have to worry so much about pushing out the lanes and of course the laser and how much damage output that can bring. And Tinker, okay, I guess you don't want to like have the possibility of a safe lane OD with a mid Tinker. It's too greedy. So you don't want to give that away to CDEC as well. Otherwise, I thought Tinker would be a pretty good addition for Vici. Accent Face is void though. CDEC just banning out the initiation heroes.
I don't know if you want OD and Tinker on the same team though. Just feels like you have either or, but I don't think you can ever fully achieve both on the same team just because they both require a certain level of farm. And especially when you run a Tinker, Tinker soaks up a lot of the farm on the map, which means that a lot of your other carries, they have to resort to other forms of getting gold. And OD doesn't really farm well if there's a Tinker on his team just because there's not really anywhere for an OD to farm. So it's like, I think VG, they don't really want to run the Tinker because of that, but they also don't want to give it away because Tinker is unfortunately a problem for OD. And also, I guess you could also count in the fact that Tinker brings in a split push factor. And what VG is looking at right now, I don't think they're in a position to deal with split push with the heroes that they're currently running.
Oh, but Rubik, we're gonna see an FY Rubik. Oh, the dream.
Oh, yeah.
The dream is real, guys. The dream is real. It happened.
He
Tinker.
gets his hero, but now we're going to see if FY comes.
I think they're pretty good spells he can steal already. Just with what he can do. I mean, Amplify, Crush. These are good spells to steal away from the Slaughter. And Lifestealer as well, Open Wounds, where you get an extra bit of lifesteal. It actually, to a certain extent, helps the whole team when they start hitting on that hero. So, we'll see what CDEC decide to pick, because they need to tread very carefully against the Rubik.
I think there's a moment in time during the game where you just sort of have to think like, yeah, we have to be careful with our spells, but if the time calls for it, I think they just have to cast their spells. You can't hold back because there's just Rubik on the other side. Disruptor. I really like this hero pickup actually from CDEC. Disruptor is so amazing when it comes to chase just because of the glimpse. The silence is amazing versus everything that Vici Gaming has. And also, because they are running amplify damage, it means that they're also going to have two ways of spotting their targets out, which is going to be Thunderstrike and amplify damage, because Thunderstrike provides vision of the target that it's on.
10 seconds
So it's again a game of vision.
The Disruptive Synergy, well, you get the ultimate down with the Lifestealer and Slaughter, you're not running anywhere. And they have great ways of dragging you back into their loving arms. Well, the Sanking pickup on Vici Gaming will help. It will help the Sanking a bit. Well, because Caustic Finale against Lifestealer is really scary. So, this hero, like, it's really make or break. You have to get that good start. You need to, otherwise the scaling into the late game is very difficult. So, we'll see what CDEC decide to respond with that. They have yet to pick up their mid laner. You have Disruptor as a good support to help you on the lane. That's your laning support. They still could decide to go for
Oracle's still available actually.
yeah, Oracle is. Invoker.
And
oh.
Axe has already been banned. Okay. So that's going to be all 3 cores done and dusted for CDEC. It makes sense though, because you're also going to be able to buff up both the Lifestealer and the Starter with alacrity if necessary. I really like this. The Invoker brings in so much disengage, and if you look at the heroes that BG are running, they're all relatively squishy. There's no heroes that are able to absorb that much damage.
But this just means they're very greedy. So it'll be Lifestealer and Slaughter who look to create space for the Invoker this game. And VG Gaming, what kind of carry would they even use to respond to this Invoker pickup? Would you go back for a Slark?
Gets banned out.
Yeah, Terrorblade gets banned out, but would you go for a Slark?
Can you afford to go Slark when there's a Disruptor and a Slaughter? They already have 2 amazing heroes that can lock down a Slark. It makes sense though, that they need someone that's not only going to scale, but can be elusive enough to run around CDEC in circles, but it's quite difficult because it's like CDEC, they have answers to chase down those elusive heroes.
It's a really tough call. But CDEC, we'll see how they decide to finish off their draft. I mean, we already have a Disruptor. Wait, okay, yeah, Earthspirit got banned out. So maybe here a very mobile support who can help you gank the middle lane. Would you go back for the Lion? Like you said, Oracle is still there. Or will they go for something fancy? Omni Knight is still available as well. Like, it's very niche, but it's still a pretty decent pick.
And considering what VG currently have, they don't have any heroes that are natural diffusal carriers too. It might force them to go for a diffusal hero last.
Juggernaut is still available.
Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix.
This has been a while since I've seen this hero. I'm fine with this.
Will they go for something safe like the Juggernaut? It's still available.
I feel like they have to. They need to pick up a safe, not really a safe carry, but a carry that's not only self-sustainable, but is also able to sort of bring himself into the mid game, assuming that he has some decent farm under his belt. Now, he's a great hero for really killing off some of these CDEC heroes because Omni Slash is a great spell. He can spin out of practically anything outside of the Phoenix Egg. Slark gets the last pickup, which I'm a bit worried about, but it may still work. So it's not the end of the world here. I'm sorry I had to do it.
No, I mean the slot pick. I can see how the appeal behind it, because you can scale really good late game against a life stealer, and your shadow dance is always going to be there, so they can't really nuke you down if you have that tiny sliver of HP and time. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the game 3, the deciding game between CDEC versus Vici Gaming of the Summit 6 Chinese qualifiers. Alright, so here we are. I mean, CDEC, is there any draft you would favor in particular going into this game?
I really like how CDC has sort of set themselves up to go into this game. They've got chase, they've got damage, they've got heroes that are able to scale, they have team synergy. It's like they've got the whole package. Whereas for Vici, I'm questioning their draft a little bit, but that's not to say that they can't outperform their expectations. That they do have FY's Rubik, which we all have seen before. It's really a treat to behold. I think a lot of the pressure for this game is going to be on the back of the supports for Vici, as well as even having Yang perform on the Sand King. Like, he cannot afford to fall back in this laning phase. Like, he needs to get something out of it. If he can't stay in the lane, then just head straight into the jungle and try and at least grab that early Blink Dagger if possible to make some space for that Slark, because Slark is going to be going up against a Slardar in the off lane.
He's going to get the ward. Alright.
Well,
he managed to get the ward behind the tree. Yeah, he found it on the tree and the tiny cliff behind. Alright, that was actually just barely in range, so good thing about that is Vici can try for these rotations and they don't have to worry about being scouted out. And I'm just looking at the kind of spells which FY will be, the spells available for him to steal. We've got Sunstrike, Forge, a ton of spells available, Disrupt to ult. And actually if you steal even the Static Field, that'd be really good against CDEC's lineup. Or if you steal like the Supernova.
There are not that many heroes that can actually kill the Supernova effectively on the side of CDEC. So if they can steal that, that might be a turnaround for a potential team fight. But that's a matter of if he's able to steal it or not. Because most Phoenixes, they instantly cast spells the moment they come out of the egg. So it's a little bit difficult to spell steal that one.
It is, and alright, we'll see. Go for a bit of a pounce into June.
Unfortunately, End is the one to cop most of the damage there, so it wasn't really June to be the victim. It ends up being End.
Big fish, small fish.
So it looks like in the middle lane we do have DDC. He has been spotted out by the Invoker with the Sentry Ward, so Feb's going to be okay, although he goes for the quick D Ward to make this lane a little bit easier for DDC.
Yeah, Feb is going to be very, very vulnerable here. Lots of damage coming out. But he has the self still, and he will go for his own set of tangos, so he should be okay. And I just like how much pressure they're applying right now to the top lane, especially against End. Because June, as a Slaughter, he excels in these dual lane situations. They're just going to even pull the creep wave to the side, so this is going to maybe take a bit of that EXP away. Oh no, will not get the pull.
Looks like we're going to have a small backstab here from the Bounty Hunter, who's going to help out top a little bit. Now, I don't see September being dead here. He does have access to the dive, but they might get June in the meantime. There we go, there's the lift. Now, can they kill off June? Gets the crush off. He does get ensnared, but is he going to be okay? Still outrunning it. Do they have any damage left? No, he gets out. And all June has to do is just go back home, commit suicide even, and come back to lane. He's good to go.
Bottom lane, we haven't talked about that yet. Well, Yang now finally has that point in the Caustic Finale. Yeah, if you're November, you don't want to get anywhere close near those creeps affected with the Caustic Finale. It does so much damage. Oh,
Looks
double
like
suicide.
He was chased down by the bounty, so he had to either decide, does he try and run away or does he just commit suicide? So suicide was the option. I think we need to get some antidepressants for CDEC. They're not really having the best time mentally. Just committing lots of suicide. It's not good.
They do minimize their losses, so that's still a pretty good thing. And
I want to talk about this bottom lane.
Oh, yeah.
Bounty?
Is he thinking about going October here? He could if he wanted to.
I actually wanted to talk about that bottom lane a little bit. Yan is having a really good time down here as the Sand King. He's got 10 CS. He's not really being pressured out of lane, so he's already up to level 4. This is not something that you really want to be giving away to a Sand King who has a really big job of maintaining the game here for Vici. You'd want to be pressuring him out of lane so that all of a sudden it puts pressure on someone else to sort of keep the game together for Vici. I feel like they need to show a little bit more respect here to Yang, maybe grabbing some early detection, because yeah, he's got 1 point in Sandstorm, 2 points in Barra Strike.
He's very, very low. One rotation could easily finish him off. But yeah, I agree. If you like, Yang's getting way too much space in this bottom lane. And alright, looking at Ghost now, I was just seeing like he was one Sun Strike away from dying, and he's still playing very, very cocky. He's not afraid, and it looks like he may even try for February here, since DDC is in the neighborhood. They have no sentries there, but the bottom lane, Lifestealer, they do get the kill onto Yang.
And that was with freshly delivered sentry wards as well, so 100% worth it there, coming out from CDEC.
Dire's top tower
Yeah, they couldn't kill him off unless they had sentries. Now Feb gonna get a bit of harassment. Still level 1, this is a very underleveled DDC. He needs level 2, at least to get the level 1 Shuriken Toss or even the Janata for the slow so they can get the kill.
Yeah, I think he's trying to soak up a little bit of this EXP in the middle lane, but it's also hampering Ghost, because Ghost is having his EXP divided between him as well as DDC. They're not pushing Feb out of lane, like, yeah, you astral him, you hit him a few times, he backs off, but he's not outside of EXP range. So this Invoker has had free reign in this middle lane where it should have been in control by Ghost.
To get a sentry down, so this makes things very difficult for DDC. Maybe he can go down to FY with this double damage when he finally does have level 2. And we're still only 1 kill in at 4 minutes, or actually approaching the 5-minute mark. DDC has been scouted out. Is there a sentry there? Actually, yes, just at the very tip.
Oh, DDC just not having the best game of his life today. It's level 2 though, so he's got the Janata slow available for him now at least, but it's a rather slow level 2. I believe he's the lowest level in the game. Yep, he's the lowest level in the game currently. Fresh level 2 compared to the level 3 and 4.
Glimpse. Oh, no, Yang gets out. It's only a level 1 glimpse, so he will not have the range. Very unfortunate. If they had the glimpse, that would have been a dead Sand King, especially into the Sentry Ward vision.
I think the good thing is that they did end up forcing him back. So this will open up the lane a little bit more here for November to finish up whatever he wants, which I presume it's just going to be the Armlet Echo Saber build here from November. Nothing out of the ordinary, I believe.
Or he could just go straight for a Deso instead of the Echo Saber.
Or Deso.
Yeah, it's a personal preference thing. But there we go, the
Oh,
close snap
Ghost.
into the Sunray. Ghost, burn! And then the Ice Ball torn between fire and ice. He will die inside of the river anyways, as Invoker gets himself a nice kill, courtesy of an assist of the Phoenix. Oh, Slaughter gets an Invis now. He's going to be able to
Another
reach
kill for
EXP.
CDEC. So what level is our Sand King? Sand King's almost level 6, and it looks like DDC is down here as well. And I think they did catch vision of the Disruptor, or they're just pinging around. They're looking for him, but they will put the ward down. They won't spot him out for now, though. I think they may have spotted him, I think that was CDEC that actually spotted out the bounty, because he was out of the Shadow Walk. So no surprise there. Just all these vision, all these wards are so useful for spotting out that bounty. It's just made DDC practically useless. Oh, up top though.
But the Sunray, you can't kill him like that, not like that. June could easily turn to FY, telekinesis up, they want to go for a return round kill, and yes they will. And actually June, who should be going down to the Shadow Dance, needs one more click, will not get it, as FY really very sharp as usual. But June will be going back to the base, as the Phoenix gets some solo EXP to try and get closer to that level 6.
Yeah, level 4 Phoenix, 2 points into the Sunray. Rather surprised that he hasn't even considered putting that 1 point into Fire Spirits. Every now and again, just having that 1 point can more or less tip the tides for a potential team fight. Yeah, I guess the Slug can purge it off, but you just reapply it after he's popped the purge. But they will try and jump onto the Phoenix, but the dive is just too good.
If they got the telekinesis, that could have potentially been a kill. Phoenix is very, very squishy, roast chicken. And yeah, once again, Sand King, really uncontested, will be heading to the middle lane. They have DDC in the
Level
area.
6.
Yeah, they're just controlling this very well, the sentries. And don't forget
Epicenter is
Epicenter.
available on Yang. Yeah.
The TP coming in from the Disruptor, this could be big if they can find a moment here to initiate. But Yang's gonna show himself, so not sure what was the plan there. So he will just TP to the top lane.
So he's gonna feint
Oh,
that he was
June.
middle lane and June.
Telekinesis
Oh.
stuck in the trees between all these
So-
heroes.
So close to getting end there. It's very unfortunate. So at least it's a victory there for Vici. They've had a couple of things go wrong for the past 8 minutes, but finally something goes right. That was with the help of the Sand King. I think what happened there for Yang was that he showed himself in the middle lane just to scare off the Invoker to think that he was going to sit there for a gank, and instead just TPs out. Just helps out up top. Yeah, the Invoker knows he's up there now, but at least he managed to help out the Slark, who could have potentially been fish bait.
Alright, so looking to February, he's going to build towards the Hand of Midas. Get some solo EXP to June, who still doesn't have level 6. He's very far away from any item. You look at OD, not sure what he's going for. We have seen a bit of, I say a bit of difference in what they would usually scale for. So sometimes you see a Veiled Discord, sometimes you see them go for the 4-staff rush, or sometimes they just drag it out and just go for the Midas. But looking at Yang, he's actually going to go for a talent so that he can jungle a bit more efficiently. DDC still level 2, he's very under level 9 minutes in. He's gonna leech up all this tasty EXP, finally getting his level 3. And looking at November,
It's
going
very
towards his
late
armor.
level 3 though.
It is.
Very, very late. He's
Better
had a
late than
really
never.
rough game. That's not to say that he can't
Telekinesis
come
on
back
February
middle
middle
lane.
lane, he will die. February getting nuked down. Astro Imprisonment will finish off the kill. So, alright, Ghost. And
Finally
Slark.
got a kill.
Yeah, Slark is still building his way towards a Shadow Blade. He went for an Aquila and the Raindrop, so that's going to take care of his mana issues. Sepp is going to enjoy his level 6 at the top lane when he gets it.
Armlet finally completed on the Lifestealer as well, so November's going to be able to apply a little bit of extra oomph to his team, maybe even consider going for an Infest gank. Do you think that might be the plan here for November? Go for his first Infest gank?
It's very hard. You want the Slaughter to at least get that level 6, and yeah, then they can try for a smoke. But you will need one more hero with you as well, like maybe October, so that you confirm that you can lock somebody down with at least the glimpse. DDC is going to get close to the level 5, doesn't have level 6 yet, but FY and Ghost could be thinking about their own smoke rotation. You have a haste rune on an OD, but 2 heroes in their jungle, this is just very, very awkward farm distribution coming up from VG Gaming. But it's all they can do. Yang can probably show himself in the lane.
Looks like the supports on the side of CDC there, they seem like they're trying to accomplish something, but they're not really sure what to do. They will finally go
double
for this
smokes
gank
being
now.
used.
Under attack.
I don't think they meant to do that. So you look at October,
don't.
yeah, leading the way. If you can find the glimpse, that'd be really, really big. Like I said, maybe on the Slark, you have your Disruptor ult, so that's a big thing. You need to throw it down immediately on the Slark.
They're using it for Yang. They've got the amplify damage on him, so there's really nowhere Yang's going to be able to go. If he gets caught with the glimpse, then that's going to be the end of him.
I don't
Oh,
think
they're
they
really
die for him.
going deep.
Yeah, I don't think they die for him. Yeah, he's gonna blink out. They even try. Whoa, they really want to commit for this. Do they have any detection? Yes, they do. Dust and the Supernova as well. They really want to burn the Scorpion, and yes, they do eat fried Scorpion in China. So there we go. Lifestealer getting the kill onto the Sand King.
Radiant's middle tower.
Very heavy investment, but I guess they really, really wanted... I think it was just a way to sort of make up for the fact that if they did not grab that kill up top, then it would have wasted November's time. So they said, okay, we're going to grab a kill regardless because there's really no one here. The thing was, it's right under a tower. I was a bit worried that there could have been TP support, but I think just using the Supernova sort of deterring any of those Vici heroes from possibly coming up to save their ally. And it looks like bottom lane, does October get spotted out? He's right next to FY. Looks like he's gonna be okay.
Just the observer what he knew. So no way FY could tell. But now they're gonna try for a bit. Slaughter does go to the bottom lane, still halfway to the blink. Did he steal? He stole the crush? No, he's gonna steal sprint. So we'll see what N can do. Still getting closer and closer towards the Shadow Blade. Sprint is a pretty good spell into FY. Not so much about the tank ability, since he does take extra damage during that time. But it helps him to initiate quicker. He can move very, very quickly to find the telekinesis, especially into end.
Oh, June, he finally spots us out, but it's just way too late. Crushes there, pounces well.
Disruptor
They
ult,
get the
catches
silence
N.
off.
Trying for the TP at the Sunstrike. Can they find anything? End actually gets out. FY will die here to November and the Disruptor.
That's rather unfortunate. They almost got the Slaughter. There's not the Slaughter. They almost got the Slark, but TPing out. The heal coming out from the Shadow Dancer is just way too strong. Consolation prize, Rubik, not really the best. So it looks like they're going to try and make the most out of a bad situation by taking a T1 tower, which, considering how everything went, it's more or less free because everyone's either TP'd or ran away from that bottom lane. So yeah, bad news for the Slaughter, but I'm pretty sure June's still going to get a reasonable timing for that Blink Dagger regardless.
Tower is under attack.
DDC is still struggling to find his level 6, that big spell which you need onto the Bounty Hunter. He will finally just get it. So this is where maybe we can see a bit of synergy with End, who just completed his Shadow Blade right about now. So when you have the Shadow Blade kills with the track, that's just a lot of gold flying to End's pocket, and they need to use it now. They will go for a 3-man smoke. Best way to secure a
they
kill.
might run into October.
Disrupted,
That's
there
gonna be
we
a
go,
sad
that's
disruptor.
one kill. Can they find a second? No, they will not. November thought about going for FY, but no one else there, so they will just back off. Still a very big kill. Was there a track kill?
It's very nice, because that was the debut of the track.
And the Shadow Blade. So still pretty big. You get your money's worth. And oops, yeah, net worth. You can see Lifestealer all the way on top. Slark is going to catch up though. Lifestealer doesn't scale that well into the late game, you know, like a Slark.
But the thing is, the difference between the Lifestealer and the Slark right now is that Lifestealer, right now, he's reaching a very sharp power curve. Like, after he's finished up this Desolator, he is going to be hitting incredibly hard, and this is when BG need to be very careful when it comes to team fights. They need to dance around November, but also at least either kill him off or kill off his allies, because September is going to always be there with the Sunray heal, and especially with the strength-based hero like Lifestealer, who is going to have a lot of strength with the armlet toggled. He is going to be quite difficult for Vici to kill. So if you're Vici, you need to consider, do you kill the Lifestealer first, or do you dance around the Lifestealer and kill his allies first, who are much more vulnerable?
And don't forget, June is very close to getting that Blink Dagger of his. He should be getting it by the time he reaches the base. And F1
Yours it's
Slark,
completed on Feb, by
they're
the
going to
way.
show themselves bottom lane.
Is under attack.
Get a bit of damage onto the tier 1. They have a siege card here, the double range creeps. But middle lane, I think they have plans. FY, but can you find the telekinesis onto November? He does steal. Infest? Oh, that's a really big spell. FY looking for the telekinesis, will not get it. But this is where Slaughter will debut his new Blink Dagger. We should be seeing it pretty soon, as every single hero is in the middle lane.
They're trying to bait out Vici. They're baiting them out, hoping that they'll try and go in for the engagement. And you can tell End, he's getting a little trigger happy. Shadow Bladed up, ready to go. We'll
Going
go
to
straight
Feb.
onto Feb. Up, just one
Trying to
hit
bait
and
spells,
runs.
but June, now the Infest. I'm actually getting confused whether the Infest and Track is which. But Astro Imprisonment, they're going to save his team. Sunstrike's going to come out. And no, DDC doesn't die just yet. He gets the Shuriken Toss still out. And now Burst Strike onto 3 people. It's going to be big. And actually, no, they're somehow still alive. Slark's going to find a Disruptor at the side. Feb. Now here comes the Supernova. And can he get the kill here? Supernova. It's not going to be enough. Ghost Walk. But of course, November now will TP out. They will start right-clicking him down. Can they kill him? No, they cannot. 2 for 1 trade. And once again, the Burst Strike coming out from Yang. Really making a lot of work.
The Astral cancelling the dive. That was just at the beginning of the cast animation. Ghost. Beautiful catch there.
So a 3 for nothing trade. They do get the tier 1 mid, but CDEC, that was a very costly push. So 1500 gold swing going the way of Vici Gaming.
Oh god, that was such a beautiful play coming out from BG. It was CDEC that was trying to look for the bait. They were hoping that BG were going to be the ones to start off the fight. And it ends up being CDEC baited in. Because all of a sudden they get caught out with a 3-man Burrow Strike coming out from Yang, who, I don't want to say he saved the team fight, but he was the one to set it up for his team to just completely rip into CDEC, who had no backup plan because they already invested everything else into the initial engagement trying to kill the bounty.
Smoking to each other. Hold on. Sneaky rush attempt happening right now for the side of CDEC. VG Gaming, do they know what's going on, or even if they do, it looks like they don't want to contest this Roshan. And I just want to say, back in that middle fight, VG Gaming, the Sand King did not even use his ultimate just yet. So that's a really big thing.
Looks like this is going to be a free Roshan. No contest. No 6th Sense coming out from VG, so It's a free one for the Radiant. Now, I'm wondering if they see the Slark in this bottom lane. I don't believe they have, so he's going to be able to wander around free, if anything. Does End consider going for solo kills now? Because he's starting to build up quite an inventory. He's got a Shadow Blade, he has an Oblivion Staff as well on top of that. Hurricane Pike just finished up on the OD. We're starting to see some big items being secured here for VG.
Looks like they want to smoke. 4 men grouped up. Yep, but oh, Ghost was not in the smoke. Just a bit too far forward. And looking to Yang to try and initiate.
Bottom lane.
And trying
like
to go into November. No, won't get the kill.
Yeah.
But hold on. Oh, FY! He finds the telekinesis using the Icarus dive, and they're gonna kill him off. That'll be the Aegis down. And a wasted Aegis on the side of CDEC. But now there goes the glimpse. The sentry happens to be there. So End, now the Shadow Dance, the Sunstrike. Can they kill him off? No, actually Astral Imprisonment to save him. The Supernova is gonna be there. Can they kill him off? He's between all these heroes. He will actually pounce out. And no, the dust is on him, so they know he's dead. Epicenter comes in, it's huge! 2 heroes go down to the Sand King, followed by the Sanity's Eclipse. And now they're gonna do quite a lot with Vici gonna try and transition this into a tier 2 push.
That was beautiful coming out from VG. The jump in coming out from End to harass the Lifestealer when he popped off the armlet toggle during the lane to send him back. Then the dive in coming out from FY to set everything up. And then also the Sand King coming in with the follow-up. Like, that was picture perfect play coming out from VG. And for them to grab a T2 out of this, I don't know if they actually would be able to grab it though. They don't really have the best people to deal with towers. They do a little bit of damage, forced out the glyph, but I think at the end of the day, they've just got to be happy that they were able to grab some track kills as well as doing a little bit of tower damage. Do they stick around for more though? I don't think so. It looks like everyone's on the retreat.
The biggest thing for that was that Slark did not die. And you managed to bait out the Aegis very quickly. Well played from FY to actually snipe the Aegis like that with that very, very risky initiation. And you look at CDEC, like, so far they've been trying to pick their fights. But when they do, VG is always ready to respond. Look at Yang with the counter burrow strikes and epicenter every time. That was a fight. I think that was the first fight where he did use his epicenter. And he's used it to great effect, catching 3 heroes on the side of CDEC.
Ooh, they want the Slark crushers there. Do they have any
Sunstrike.
detection? Deso,
No.
they have it. This was also the Deso coming out from November, so...
Oh, he's
this
had it for a while.
Lifestealer, he's had it, but this is the first time we've really seen it in action.
Bottom lane, October will go down, and of course, get a nice track kill going the way of VG Gaming. More gold flying into the economy. So, Yang's gonna complete his 4 staff. FY, well, we have yet to see his Blink really show the super kind of highlights just yet, but he's already been using it to great effect with Yang. So FY and Yang are able to start these fights in very, very awkward situations for CDEC. Feb, we'll see whether this Invoker can carry his team. He just completed his Aghanim Scepter, very, very big one. We'll see whether he decides to go for a Blink Dagger or maybe a BKB.
Feels like this game you may have to consider grabbing that BKB sooner rather than later. It's just all the disables coming out from the Sand King, the Astral, even from the OD, even just the pull coming out from the Rubik. It's been a huge, huge battle for CDEC to just try and get these fights going their way. So BKB could be the safer option here for Feb if he really wants to land all of those spells out during the prime time during a team fight, because it has been a struggle from what we've seen so far coming out from CDEC to even perform what their draft was supposed to excel at. October might run into FY. They're so close, they managed to spot him out with the Stolen Sunray. The TP support comes in,
now here comes the Burrow Strike.
only.
And I think I want to keep on going. The Sunstrike's gonna fly, doesn't land into anyone. October still tracked up. Slot polishing off the slot at the back line. And now he may have to run here. He doesn't have his ultimate anymore. He's gonna pounce away. And OD actually using the cleaning off October. So Slaughter and Disruptor down. They're gonna go for a bit more. The telekinesis comes out and the Burrow Strike. September should be dead. And Slot coming in fresh HP, going to go into Feb, and he's tracked up 4 track kills going the way of Vici. The Astral Imprisonment's gonna catch him. This should be a team wipe. Yang has a Burrow Strike if he wants to go, but will not go into the Lifestealer. So that's gonna be a tier 2 for sure this time.
Oh gosh, that fight coming out from VGs. Everything started when they spotted out that poor Disruptor. But End is getting very, very fearless now. He feels very safe. He's got some good base HP with the Echo Saber. Yes, he got a free kill on the Slaughter, jumps onto the low ground, goes for another wraparound, and sets up onto the Invoker. And there's just nothing CDEC can do. It's just every single time they're getting overwhelmed by all of these disables, lockdown, initiation coming out from VG. I think the problem here for CDEC is that they don't they're not able to lock down the heroes that they want.
And
It's always
they polish off
VG.
the OD top lane. Now the burst strike catching in November. FY's there laying down the ice wall. Can they find November? They still have the telekinesis, but he doesn't have the mana for it. So, alright. Pretty close shave. They get a quick snipe top lane on the OD. That's a big pick. 1100 gold swing Slark in the middle lane. They finish off Disruptor. Oh, I'm just missing these kills. And yeah, VG Gaming responding very fast to CDEC. So Invoker, we really still haven't seen that huge media combos just yet.
We haven't, and I think it's just that he hasn't really been given the opportunities to throw down that combination when he wants to. Just every time whenever he finds the opening to do so, he gets disrupted, he gets caught out, he gets stunned up, he gets locked down. And this is where I said the BKB might be a crucial pickup here for not only Feb, but obviously June will be looking into grabbing one himself as well. Because all this counter initiation coming out from VG, it's been a hassle. We have seen CDEC with some success. Whenever they go for these small skirmishes with the Slaughter and Lifesteal looking for pickoffs, it has been successful, but they can't do that the whole game. VG are always grouped up. They occasionally separate, but I don't really see VG giving CDEC those opportunities any longer because they are starting to really group up. You can tell they're looking for blood.
All smoked up right now, VG Gaming. We'll see how they decide to move. Scan, did not scout anyone out, and gonna use his Shadow Blade now, going to enemy territory. The tier 1 is still standing, so maybe he could try for someone, but there's a sentry mid. They could try the Burst Strike initiation onto Feb. The Sunray is gonna keep him a bit alive. The Disruptor ult thrown down immediately, and he's gonna burn down. But actually no, saved by the Astro Imprisonment. He can pop his ult just in the nick of time. I think he can. Yes, he will, but the Deafening Blast polishes him off, so two nice kills. Phoenix killing off the Rubik actually, and June they want to go, and the amplified damage, Invoker of a double kill, and that's going to be VG on the run as they lose 3 heroes, looking for blood, but CDEC are the ones to spill all of VG's blood.
That was the first fight in a while that we've seen where it's VG on the receiving end of receiving all that pressure, and all of a sudden it transitions into a really quick tower push because this Desolator picked up on the snakes. So T2 gets taken down, and with all these heroes dead, CDEC, they can consider pushing up onto high ground now.
And don't forget, you get Alacrity to November. That's a lot of... Don't forget extra damage, extra attack speed. That's going to be the tier 3 middle lane. And with no buybacks on any of these heroes, 15 seconds, they can tick this middle lane of Rax very easily. CDEC are doing it.
They're doing it because they just won off the back of one team fight. Like, this is the contrasting difference between VG and CDEC's draft. VG... For them to push, they require a couple of team fights to reach the base, whereas for CDEC, they win one team fight. If they're even remotely close to VG's base, they can do critical amounts of damage just because they have heroes that can take these towers down because, let's face it, Desolator is an amazing item. VG, they don't have any heroes that are natural Desolator pickers. So for VG, they have less room for error, which is for CDEC, they have more room for error.
Because of that, the net worth just swung 180 spin all the way in CDEC's favor. And that's just really crazy. And going towards that Scotty, we'll see whether he can delay it long enough to get to that point. But Lifestealer just picked up an AC after that push. Infest combo, they take care of the ward. June, but he buys a Shadow Blade, so he can initiate so much easier now. They could think about going for a smoke of their own. And still trying to push out the bottom lane, build towards that Scotty. But, alright, they actually find the wards. Wait, what? Wait, what?
Ward. Just a ward party.
Oh no.
I think they threw the ward downs, and wards down, they were thinking, oh crap, maybe they're nearby. Just run away. Just run away. But look at the ping, so it looks like CDEC, they want to keep that pressure up in the mid lane. This is the advantage of taking those Raxes down. VG always has to have someone in that middle lane to control the creep wave, and you can tell CDEC, they're going to take advantage of this. They're waiting for someone to TP back so they can pick them off and do some more damage.
For VG Gaming, you don't want you would just give away the range racks. It's just the range racks. If it was the melee racks, they probably would have TP'd back, but in this case, nah, they wouldn't. So instead, CDEC proceed to go to the top tier 2, get themselves a bit of damage in with the Alacrity and the Force Spirits. Look at this tower fall very quickly. It's going to be a Silver's Edge coming up from the Slark, but we'll see whether to what end will this actually pay off.
I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. They lost one big team fight. If they lose a team fight this close to their base, I really don't see Vichi's base standing up for much longer. So for Vici, they're feeling a lot more confident now, but they are showing some respect to Vici, knowing that they can still lose these team fights off the back of some greedy play. They're back up for now. Maybe they wait for the next Roche. Roche is up. It's going to be the second Roche of the game, I believe, so no cheese yet.
I'll take that.
So just nicely Vici, they could think about taking it. But of course, June with that Shadow Blade, different plans of his own. They could just fight it. They might just clash into the jungle. And I think they see what's going on. The gem, they will find DDC first. The Sunstrike going to kill DDC. The Astral Imprisonment is saving him. But all the way in the back line, the polish of the Phoenix and the disruptor, the Slug. And now, can he pull her? Can he get any kills here? The buybacks coming up from Phoenix and the OD. Invoker of a double kill. And now they're going to try and kill off N. Oh no. And the Shadow Walk is going to save him. The Shadow Dance. But now Epicenter catching on to two heroes. Yang, can he kill anyone here? November comes in and trying to polish off any heroes. But he will not be able to. Here comes June with the gem. And there will be one hero down. Make it two. And can they find any more? It will be Feb on the run, slowing down End. Icarus dives forward, looking for the Astral Imprisonment, but there goes the Supernova, not really going to kill anyone. And now we can see Astral Imprisonment saving the Slug just barely as November may be able to get himself a kill. The Crush End! Astral
That
Imprisonment.
was not save.
that just destroyed his own team. So technically it's a team wipe, a 5-for-1 trade as the Lifestealer gets so many kills. And it is a 2400 gold swing.
It's right next to the Brush Pit. It is right next to that bottom T2 tower. This is the absolute worst place to lose a team fight for Vici. Free Aegis. You've got the Slaughter walking around just taking down Observer Wards, and you can tell this bottom T2, it's doomed to hell. And Vici, they really cannot afford to make these mistakes anymore. I have to say that they need to start making some of those earlier team fights happen again, because if they don't, I think it may be CDEC in control of the game. Like BKB is done on the Invoker now. This is going to be the 10-second duration. Sanking won't be able to do anything to Feb anymore.
In the fight, it looked like it was going well for Vici. They were the ones who got the first 2 kills off, but afterwards things was just a disaster. So FY, the Rubik God, very unfortunate right now as CDEC will just secure themselves a tier 3 bottom lane, even raging up with the Alacrity and the Desolator. He takes tower very quickly. FY actually turns into a red Rubik, stealing it.
10 seconds to
Telekinesis up. They're just trying to
epicenter.
delay. Yeah, Tornado comes out, not going to land into anyone, and he will just pounce away for the Slug. But not getting the crush onto the OD, and a lucky bashes to boot. November, but the 4-star for the Disruptor ult going to come out, and there's nothing really else they can do. It's just a zoning ult. November still alive. Deafening Blast going to land to 3 heroes, looking for the epicenter right now, all the way into the back line. Going all the way straight to Feb, who does pop the BKB. The Stun is going to keep him alive, but the Shadow Dance, he will be forced to back out. And looking at the Phoenix, he will just Icarus dive all the way back up. And you look at the side of Vici Gaming, they still hold the base. They want to fight. They want to find October. And October, yep, there we go. Not your month. Feb, Yellow Scepter up into the air, still alive, but will just goes walk away. Looking to the Slaughter, looking for turnaround. He wants to go for the counter initiation. Has the gem. He could easily turn. Yeah, he gets crushed. FY immediately deleted off the map. DDC to follow him soon, shortly perhaps. But no, 4 stars ahead will be okay. November against End. The Brow Strike comes on now. And of course, here comes the immediate combo, landing onto 2 heroes. The Deafening Blast Invoker. They're sniping them both. And that's going to be Vici Gaming losing 4, and then make it a 5th. Cycloned up into the air. The Sunstrike. There we go. Slaughter gets the crush kill. So it's going to be a team wipe on the side of Vici Gaming as CDEC will proceed to go and push this tier 3. Young will buy back, but we'll see whether this will hold the base.
This game, it looked like it just went from a complete turnaround. After CDEC, they've won that one team fight, which gave them those middle set of racks. I feel like everything just started going downhill. Before then, VG, they were the ones in control. They were the ones winning the team fights because they had the advantage in terms of items, with positioning, with skills. But I think it's just reached a point where it's too late. Yes, VG, they are killing off the supports for CDEC, but it's just not the supports anymore. The carries, they are self-sufficient. They are able to set up for each other. They're able to kill everything quick enough. It's like the Sanking, he himself, he can... Everyone on VG, they can't just rely on Yang anymore. They need the OD, and they need N to set. They need to step up. They need to step up their game to bring it onto their terms. But it's hard because you've got no Rax's bottom or mid. So yeah, I suppose VG could try and go for a couple of pickoffs with maybe some smokes, but someone has to guard the base. None of the cores can really keep this creep wave up to date unless it's Yang. Like the only one that can clear creep waves is Yang.
Meanwhile, look at Feb. This guy's been farming up a beast, and he's gonna get towards an Octarine core if he so desires, but looks like he will just decide to go for the Hex instead. He is almost double the net worth of this Slark. And Slark will be deciding to go for their BKB at long last because he needs it against all these spells, the arsenal of spells available at the Invoker. And VG Gaming just don't have enough damage. This OD jumping in, trying to get whatever damage, trying to steal whatever intelligence he can, but every time, especially back in that fight twice, Invoker managed to snipe off heroes and got the double kill. So really big plays coming out from Feb, just leaving the most of the heavy lifting for the initiations to go to June. So here we are, 2019, 2 lanes of racks missing from the base of VG Gaming. And do you see any play in which they can start the comeback into this game?
For VG, they need to defend the high ground. The high ground defense is so crucial, but it's got to be a picture perfect team fight. I think it would have to be that case where they get everyone caught in epicenter burrow strike combo into the OD Sandy's Eclipse, into some stolen spell coming out from Rubik. I don't know what FY is going to be able to steal this time. But it would have to be like one of those perfect team fights where they can catch everyone in everything. And the chances of that happening, going up high ground with all these BKBs and even Abyssal Blades, feels like it's more or less going to be an impossible thing.
Oh,
like this is going to be the debut of the. This is going to be the debut of the Abyssal Blade. Whoever gets caught out is dead.
Don't forget the Lotus Orb into June as well. So they'll decide, okay, let's just go for the top lane instead. Yang, waiting in the trees. Alright, so things looking very dangerous with VG Gaming. They have to hold somehow, like you said, they need one of those miraculous team wipes and great high ground defenses. But in this case, I'm trying to look for the ways they can, but it's just so difficult. And you look at OD, he's so close to the Shivas, but it looks like even when he's that close, CDEC will not give him breathing space. And you look at Slark, he's going to try and farm whatever he can and get closer to the BKB. Worst case scenario, he has to sell the Ring of Aquila for the BKB. It's going to give him so much more compared to the Aquila. And now November, with the Lotus out on, they're going to start chipping away onto that tier 3 top lane. There's absolutely nothing he can do. And the Forge Spirits may just be able to finish off the tier 3. Maybe not.
Oh,
there's the Burrow Strike initiation. May have just backfired. Young will get sniped out by the Invoker and the Sunray. He's gonna get cooked down. June now oh my god, the Crush destroys him immediately, and the GG will be caught from VG Gaming as the Supernova rubs into their face, burning FY to a crisp. It's gonna be a triple kill on his part with N to follow him into the grave. Nicely played from CDEC.
It looked like it was going to be a Vici game, especially during the very beginning. They had so much control, but at the end of the day, they lost that one team fight and everything just spiraled out of control when the Lifestealer, Invoker, the Slaughter started getting items, became a little bit too big, and it just reached a point where I just felt like CDEC, they had so much power in the palm of their hands that it doesn't matter what Vici did. It was as if they would always come out ahead. So I would say it was a very close series. Either team could have taken it, but for CDEC, they absolutely deserved that victory.
And you want to take into account as well how much Feb did bring to the table. 11, 2, and 7. He was double your OD's net worth. The amount of damage he did, really crazy. Your OD was 6, 5, and 5. The Slark, like, he tried his best, but just too much. Lifestealer didn't even die this game. November was 7, 0, and 10. He was also a good 7k above the Slark, which is at least 2 items ahead. And then it just felt like VG Gaming were they just couldn't find the right moves. So CDEC outplaying them. So anyways, yep, this is the end of my casting for today of the the Summit 6 Chinese qualifiers. Thank you, Danelie, for joining me. Where can people find you?
I don't know if people want to find me, to be honest, but I've got Facebook and Twitter, DanelieCasts for both of them. And yeah, I guess those are the 2 social medias that I use the most. If you want to dig for my other stuff, go ahead, be my guest. I'm not going to give you any clues.
Alright, and you guys can find me at HadesDotaTv on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. I will be handing the stream over to Cyclops, who will be casting the other 2 best of 3s today for the Summit and the Chinese region. So of course, thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys for future broadcasts. Have a good day. See you guys next time.